Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I just want to discuss a whole topic at hand about why do we get obsessed into the criticism about films and that on the internet via the online media publication sites. And before I go into that into wave length, I did a video the other night mentioning about the media savagery that went towards the Power Rangers reboot. And I've had a looked over the footage, and there was quite a couple of errors done in that video. I was mentioning about the Batman Forever, how Tommy Lee Jones and Jim Carrey was appealed the imitation to. I was meant to say the Joker, not the Riddler. And the second, the inconsistency was it was Japan that was the home of Super Sentai and anime, not China. And if it, and many of you would have picked up, but how come you didn't mention Luddy Lynn's performance in the film? The question is about that is, I was pressured for time last night. I didn't have time to look over the footage to recorrect some of the mistakes and to redo it and everything. So his performance in the film was great. He didn't falter as well. Like I said, I mentioned the wavelength about the performances of Bryan Cranston, R.J. Cyler, Zachary Montgomery, Naomi Scott, and Becky G, and that. And now, time for the part is what makes us intrigued to read criticism about films and that on these Metacritic sites like Rotten Tomatoes, the Metacritic, and the media online sites like Daily Telegraph and Den of Geek and Variety. It's just out of pure curiosity. It it's it gets us intrigued to what they say about the film. Some of them are doing it based on their own opinion. They say, "Oh, to them the film isn't good. It wasn't all that brilliant. It's conceived poorly." And that, and on the flip side of the coin, which is the yin and the yang. The yin is the media side of it, and the yang is the fun side of the things. And the fans said some of them says they enjoyed it, and some of the fans were hypercritical that like to over exaggerate how they review certain things. So, like some of them says it was not very good, and that, and etc. For example, Supergirl, the movie from '84. Some people are criticizing it was a bad film. Everybody hates it. Um, I I picked this up on Chris Duckman's review about the, the bad female-led superhero films. He said about Supergirl, not in a serious tone. He's like sniggered a lot. To say no, Supergirl, he was a bad film, la da 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 da. But that what he says is it's based on what he think it is. But not everybody hated the film. There's quite a lot of cultural following and etc. It's like other things. Some people like the film and some people don't. And why do people get up in the typical rant about things like that? Is because they get on to the um, euphoric and bandwagon, and that with the all commenting, no, this is trash, this is trash, this is trash. I agree, 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 agree. They all pile on in, and that because they don't. Some people don't see the film and judge for itself. It's like, for instance, you can't judge a book by its cover, and you can't judge a car by the size of its engine, and that people watch these films or buy a book or read it and give their own interpretation what they thought about it is, give their own critique opinions, and that. Well, before the internet was born, we used to rely on film critics like Siskel and Ebert and Al Roper and Leonard Maltin. And in this country, we had the likes of Barry Norman and Jonathan Ross that did a movie review saying if it was good or not and based their own opinion on that. And in this country, Barry Norman did give a scathing review on The Terminator, but which the film turned out to be a huge success, which made it quite a lot of money and helped establish Arnold Schwarzenegger as the star, and etc. And and the the critiques about the film is in general is based on opinions and fair criticism and that, and all sorts of other stuff, and that some people may enjoy it and some people don't, and some I wish some people uh, think about what they about to criticize on a film before they do it in a video review, and that to prevent people from spamming comments in the comment section. So I said this is trash, blah 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 blah, and pile on in and that. It's like, for instance, Ghost in the Shell came out recently with Scarlett Johansson. That was met with fair with giving criticism about the whole issue about whitewashing in the role. Some fans thought the character of Major Motoko Kusanagi should be rightfully portrayed by a Asian actress, not a a white American actress in that. But there was quite a lot of decisive arguments about the whole origin of the character. Yes, in The Ghost of the Shell, Motoko Kusanagi it did originally start off as a Asian girl, but for some strange reason in the incident, so they harvest her brain and it, put her brain into the shell of a white female, and that which she was spelling all decisive arguments like to and fro and all that lot and etc. Which was the mythos and that about the character Miju Motoko Kusanagi and etc. And some people may went to see the film and enjoyed it, but some of them didn't, and that. Some people thought Batman and Robin was a very bad film for Arnold Schwarzenegger's lame jokes about, should I say, lame puns, everything that related to ice and that. Some people enjoyed it, and some people criticized Alicia Silverstone for playing Barbara Wilson by rightfully so she should have been playing Barbara Gordon, and not a niece of Alfred Pennyworth. That she's supposed to be a girl from England having a break from school, and that should have been speaking in the English accent, but she did not. That went against it. And some people thought that George Clooney for playing Batman was a bad choice, and etc. It's like James Bond. Everybody has their favorite James Bond. Everybody has their favorite Batman. Some people thought that their all-time favorite Batman, other than Adam West, was Christian Bale, and etc. It's like James Bond. Everybody thought the all-time favorite James Bond was Sean Connery, and etc. And that everybody has their own opinions and takes on about these issues at hand, and that do should we let's take what the press say about the film seriously? Absolutely not. It just people should go by their own devices and go see the film themselves. If they enjoy it, they go the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth, the sixth, the seventh, the eighth, and the whatever time they were so damn pleased to see the film and that. And some people may give it a fair shake and didn't enjoy it. And and at the end of the day, what these press say is basically based on what they thought about the about the film and that and etc. And it's like everything else is like doing a book review, saying the book is boring. Some people enjoy it. Some it's like the film 50 Shades of Grey and 50 Shades Darker. People thought it was dull and boring, and some people may have just pure curiosity went to see it and enjoyed the film. But more people enjoy the film, more of the films they make in the series and that. But many people, but it's like Michael Bay's Transformers. He got a lot of bad the rep, but for some strange reason, they keep on tuning him out more and more and more and more, and etc. because most people choose not to listen to these reviewers and read them in the internet and that. Before the internet came around, we also used to get it used to get the reviews in newspapers slash magazines and that, which is their take on what they thought the film is like. It's like Siskel and Ebert. Those two back in the day was phenomenon in that. The two do agree on a certain film that they liked and a certain film they did not like, and etc. And but many people may disagree what they said about the film and went to see it themselves, and they enjoy it, but each to their own and that. And should we take the whole thing about the media sledgehammering a film and that to to face value and to take it seriously? Absolutely not. At the end of the day, it's up to the individual if they want to go see the film or not. Some people might take the reviews seriously, and some people will not, and that's the whole issue that I would like to put about the whole mythos about how these critiques and these review columns and that criticize a film and such. And until then, this is me, Frankie, croft Smales. Thank you for watching, and follow me on Twitter at Frankie's Smales. I'm on Facebook and Blogger and other media outlets and that. And to wave around the world. Have a great day and fairly well.